Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SWE Mayhem. And here we go, and this one is for the SWE Intercontinental Championship, currently held by Will Ospreay, going up against Owen Hart, who of course won this opportunity last week by defeating Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and who was the other one? Shawn Michaels in a fatal four-way elimination match. So it was a big match for Owen to win. There's been a massive swing in his ranking points so far this year as well. He's gone from like a -4 up to a 0. So it's been a great year so far for Owen Hart, and this would just be the cherry on the top of the cake for him. And just to address the elephant in the room, you may have noticed my voice is absolutely screwed. I think I've just recorded far too much in such a short period of time, and I've done myself in. But my schedule is vast, and I'm going to have to fight through it because I don't want to get behind because I can't bloody catch up. There's just too much going on. Right, so Will Ospreay has been the Intercontinental Champion now for quite some time, with recent defences I've not written down. I don't think he has defended recently, actually. I think he's been defending the Cruiserweight Championship. Of course, he holds two belts at the same time at the moment. He last defended the Cruiserweight belt back at Slammiversary, so this is his big opportunity to show what he can do here in a one-on-one match against Owen Hart. So Ospreay, of course, he is high up in our rankings at the moment. He's currently 4th overall on +23, which is actually joint 3rd with Brock Lesnar. So he's done pretty damn well so far, Ospreay. Last year was the big one. He ended up with a +17 last year after 11 matches. That was a huge one for him after a really disappointing 2022 where he lost 5 from 5 matches. Owen Hart on the other side. I got that completely wrong earlier then. So he has gone from a -2 up to a +5 this year. So a massive swing from him. 2 matches +7 overall. Of course, he was part of the 6-man tag elimination match against the Judgment Day to help build up the British Bulldogs run against Finn Balor. And then, of course, he also won that fatal 4-way elimination match as well. So he's done fantastically well so far. And like I said, this could be the cherry on the top of that cake, picking up the victory. Now, the rest of the card tonight, I'll go for it briefly. We have got up next 6 women tag team elimination action. We'll see 3 ladies from AJW, All Japan Pro Wrestling, going up against 3 ladies from TNA. We've got Manami Toyota, Aja Kong, and Akira Hokuto going up against Allie, Tessa, Blanchard, and Jessica Havok. Then we will see another women's match, the buffer match from Evolution, as Megan Bayne goes up against Rhea Ripley in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Then we will have WarGames as the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, and the Gorillas of Destiny go up against the Bullet Club, AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, and Gallows and Anderson. The Great Khali defends his All-Asian Championship for the first time up against the Giant Baba. Then we will have, I can't believe I've messed this up all week, I've just realised. We'll have the team of Alto, Livello, Kabaliwan. The team of Giulia and Syuri going up against the team of Threedom, Io Sky and Kairi Sane. All week I've been advertising this as a women's tag team championship match. And I've just realised that Threedom lost the tag team championships back at Evolution to the Bella Twins. So really, it's not a women's match. What it's going to be instead is a #1 contendership for the women's tag team championships. I'm a little bit worried about countouts on this game recently. Ospreay with a dive. That resets the clock. And then, of course, our main event of the evening, Aleister Black makes his first defense of the SWE Championship up against Hangman Adam Page, which suits us perfectly moving into the Forbidden Door next week, because we're guaranteed to have at least one AEW or AEW alumni champion on the board. Okay. I mean, what else do we have in terms of champions for that? So we could have... I mean, Giulia was Formula Stardom, so we could utilise Giulia as part of the pay-per-view, so we could do a Women's Championship match. Will Ospreay, of course, currently holding this belt and the Cruiserweight belt, so there's 2 belts that potentially could be defended. The Hardy Boys are the tag champions. They were AEW for a while. Aja Kong, the women's hardcore champion. She's worked AEW before. Will Ospreay, of course, cruiserweight champion. That's a must, really, isn't it? And Mercedes Moné is the women's YouTube champion. Again, somebody who I think is a must for defending that championship. And that is going to be a 2-week pay-per-view this time around. There's a Styles Clash by Will Ospreay on Owen Hart. Referee in with just the 2 count. This is not the referee I selected, by the way. I don't know how we've ended up with this referee, but there you go. And a hidden blade by Will Ospreay right into the back of the head of Owen Hart. There's the pin for the 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Will Ospreay not able to keep Owen Hart down for the 3. Owen Hart now with the takedown. Got caught there with the hip toss. Ospreay once again taking control of the match, sending Owen Hart into the corner. What is Ospreay's plan now? Just draping the leg over the middle rope and a big boot into it as well. And there's a running drop kick by Owen Hart on Will Ospreay. Owen Hart now up at the middle rope, double axe handle right to the spine of Ospreay as he was getting back up. Only a 1 count though. And Owen Hart turns Ospreay around into the sit-out tombstone pile driver. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Only a 2 count. I mean, if Owen Hart becomes the champion here, we could also defend the Intercontinental Championship. Bearing in mind, Owen Hart does have a link with AEW. Of course, they do have the Owen Hart tournament. We possibly could do one of those ourselves over the next couple of weeks to crown the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So that's a possibility as well if Owen was to win here. Owen Hart now willing Ospreay back up to his feet. And in. Oh, he went for the moonsault crossbody. Ospreay was there, caught him up into the scoop slam. Ospreay now springboard 450 from the apron. And a big V-trigger knee strike right into the face of Owen Hart. Dropping the knee as well. And this has been an interesting match. This really could go either way at this point in time. Ospreay went for the haluva kick in the corner, and Owen Hart able to avoid it. Drops Ospreay with the spear. And now has him. It's a very poorly positioned sharpshooter here, though. It's very, very close to the ropes. And Ospreay is able to break free. Ospreay now dragging Owen Hart away from the ropes. What's he planning here? He gets a boot in the face for his troubles taking too long. Owen Hart ran straight into Ospreay. And there it is, the Styles Clash by Will Ospreay on Owen Hart. Middle of the ring, couldn't be much better positioned. And it's still not enough though for the 3 count. Ospreay now backing away into the corner. Is he thinking hidden blade once again? If he is, it could be the end of Owen Hart in this match. Hidden blade, Owen Hart is down, and surely this will be enough for Will Ospreay to secure the victory and retain the No, it's not. Wow. Wow, wow. Ospreay once again. Oh my god, how much is it going to take to finish Owen Hart off here? Oh, went for the hidden blade. Owen Hart was able to avoid it. Ospreay with a spinning heel kick into the gut. Owen Hart back up on his feet. Ospreay springs off, went for the kick, completely misjudged where Owen Hart was. Pretty poor AI there, if you're asking me. If you're asking me, you are. And there's the spear off the apron, which always worries me. We're back into count-out situations here. I might have to change. I don't know. I don't want to. I was going to say I might have to change the rules so that it we get rid of count-outs, but it just... It's just been recent. There's so much of a worry, especially when the match gets this far in. It seems crazy to go for a counter, especially now. See, Owen Hart's just hit that pile driver. Owen Hart cannot win this match. Well, he can win the match by counter, but he can't win out. Nice takedown there by Owen Hart. There's the leg drop on the outside. Owen Hart needs to get Ospreay back in the ring because, like I said, if Ospreay is counted out, champion's advantage does take a count. Your belt cannot cross hands. Don't do this, Owen. Owen, man. You've hit your high impact maneuver on the outside. Get him back in the ring. Oh, what are you doing, Owen? You're wasting all your best moves. Owen, this is... The AI on this game is so stupid sometimes. You just hit your signature and you finish it on the outside when you can't physically get the win. Right, both get back in the ring. Owen, get up, man. Owen, don't do this. Thank you, Ospreay. Thank you. This game has really frustrated me recently, I must admit. It's the countouts that are really doing me in. I've just had so many recently. The match I did between Mr. America and El Grande Americano, that finished by countout 6 times in a row. Mostly due to bugs and not being able to get back in the ring. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this arena, I don't know. And again, look, straight into the ring post. Get in the fucking ring! I don't know. It might be the new sliders that have really caused an issue with this. I don't know what... Obviously, people are staying down for longer than they used to, but I think that's a good thing. It makes sense when in the ring. Okay, Owen Hart's got... Ospreay, thank you. So Ospreay doesn't want to win this by count out. He would have won that by count out there, I think. Which would have counted. I mean, he's done the damage to him on the outside and left him out there. It wasn't a bug. It was just really annoying. But now, both guys are back in the ring. Ospreay now looking. I forgot what this is called. Either way, it's his finisher. He hits it as well. Oh, it's bloody cold. My brain's gone dead. I'm too ill for this. I really am. But it's going to be enough for the win, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Will Ospreay does pick up the victory. It was actually a very good match. I was just panicking for most of it about count-out victories, which really annoys me. I must admit. Okay, Owen Hart then with that loss, his first loss of the year, moves down to a +6 for the year and a +4 overall. Still in a pretty strong position. Will Ospreay, though, with that victory, now moves up to a +24, which moves him to joint second now alongside Okada. Okay. Well, that may have just made us a match for next week. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it, really? Okada and Ospreay, joint second in the rankings. That's our #1 contendership match there, isn't it, for the Forbidden Door? Makes perfect sense to me. So there was the pin after one of the many hidden blades. It was not enough to retain. And then eventually, there was just so much happening in this match, actually, wasn't it? There was so much happening. Defended at Mayhem against Owen Hart. There we go. Updated the rankings. There was a Styles Clash earlier on. Again, it wasn't enough, and then we had a massive battle on the outside for quite some time. And here was that battle on the outside. And that was the problem. Owen Hart hit the majority of his big moves on the outside. He hit the tombstone, which is his signature. He then hit the sharpshooter on the outside as well. And that just allowed Ospreay to get straight back in the ring and hit this that I've forgotten what it's called. Ospreay finisher. It's called the Stormbreaker. That's it, Stormbreaker. We got there in the end. And that was enough to pick up the free count in our opening match of SWE Mayhem. Will Ospreay, still your double champion. And I feel like next week, if we're going to do 2 weeks worth, of Forbidden Door, I think Ospreay defends the Cruiserweight Championship at the first pay-per-view, and he defends the Intercontinental Championship at the second pay-per-view. That, to me, makes sense. And that's what I think we'll go with. Right then, here we go, and I also have no idea why Finn Balor is here. I don't know what's happened there, to be honest with you, but apparently Finn Balor came out with Akira Hokuto. No idea why. I've not set that up, but the game is mad, and you know what the game's like. Right, so this is a match more for me than it is for you guys, to be honest. Mainly because Akira Hokuto, Manami Toyota, and Aja Kong are 3 of the best women's wrestlers of all time, yet none of them are necessarily doing very well in our ranking system. However, the Bunny, or Allie, Tessa, Blanchard, and Jessica Havok are all very, very high in our rankings. Not saying they shouldn't be up there, but I mean, at the moment, Allie, or Cherry Bomb, or the Bunny, whatever you want to call her, is currently 8th, the joint 5th overall of all-time women's wrestlers. So that's obviously not right, in my opinion. So this is an opportunity, as we always say, for the cream to rise to the top. But it needs to happen. It's out of my control, really. Tessa Blanchard is also 10th. So Tessa Blanchard and Allie are joint 5th. So you got Charlotte, Beth Phoenix, Ronda Rousey, Allie, Nia Jax, Tessa Blanchard, all on the same points. Jessica Havok is up there as well, only 1 point behind them. Of course, she's had a fantastic run in both the women's tag team division and the women's hardcore division as well, so has got a lot of points under her belt. But yeah, a chance for some of these lesser known, and I'm hoping we can use them more often, because again, they are absolute legends of female wrestling. It'd be lovely to use them a lot more. Obviously, we've used Aja Kong quite a bit this year. She had a terrible couple of years, and this year, she's got a +5 overall this year, which has still only put her up to a -1. So this is her chance today to sort of balance that out and get up to the 0 mark. So this is elimination rules, which we've done in the past. So essentially, there is 1 point for every elimination in this match, and then also a bonus point for the winner. So there are 4 points up for grabs if you can eliminate all 3 of your opponents, which we have seen in the past. Who is that? Is that Angelina Love? Angelina Love has got +7 from 7. She's never lost a match in our universe mode, ever. I mean, in fact, Megan Bayne has got +5 from 3, so she's doing pretty well as well. Sarah Logan / Valhalla, that's not the one, is it? Venny. Venny is 4 from 4 as well. There's a few women here that are high in the rankings. We need to give some more opportunities to sort of find out where they sit. I mean, one on the other way is Mayu Iwatani, who, according to Cage Match, I think is the best female wrestler of all time. And she's on a +10 from 13. So she is actually 4th, joint 3rd in the rankings alongside Thunder Rosa. And it'll be interesting where she sits. And maybe Forbidden Door's a good opportunity for her to get some more action under her belt. Manami Toyota now with a pin on Tessa Blanchard. I think Allie just about caught the leg of the referee, stops the count. Akira Hokuto now, lovely suplex. Jessica Havok is also doing well. Akira Hokuto stiff, clothesline there on Jessica Havok. Takes her down. This is a really good core, by the way. It's a fantastic core. It's funny because I was looking for one a couple of weeks ago and it didn't exist. And then the day after, I saw one of the, is it GTEO? Yeah, get the E out, whatever it's called. Which is the group of people making cores. They actually released one the day after I was looking for it, which was really cool. A bit freaky, but really cool. Nice takedown there by Toyota on Jessica Havok. This could be the first elimination of the match. Referee is so slow with a count. That was terrible. Nice dragon suplex there by Akira Hokuto. The chops, the kicks, the strikes. The big kick around the side of their head. Toyota now up on top. Looking at the big double foot stomp. Allie moved out of the way. Sends Toyota to the outside. Akira Hokuto, though, does have her up into a Death Valley driver as Aja Kong, who's the current women's hardcore champion here. So if somebody was to pin Aja Kong, you'd have to fancy their chances of getting an opportunity at the women's hardcore championship. Again, a belt that I think we can defend next week. Hokuto now working over Allie. Again, my voice is really bad. I apologise. I am in lots of pain doing this, but I shall not get behind. I mean, this is going to be behind schedule anyway, I think. We're going to be a couple of hours late on our normal upload, which is not the end of the world. And then I've dropped down next week down to 2 matches a day. And thankfully, I mean, last week I was away all week, so I had to record everything on the Sunday, apart from the matches I could do on the Saturday when I got back. Thankfully, this week I'm only away one night for work, so I can do some more recordings throughout the week rather than trying to kill myself on a Sunday. And Hokuto is there straight away with the elimination on Jessica Havok. Now, Havok doesn't lose a point yet. She'll only lose the point when they either win or lose the match. However, Akira Hokuto does pick up the point for the elimination, which puts it up to a 0. So she was -1 before this began as well. Hokuto sent into the corner that had the pad taken off. Ajikong went for the suplex. Allie was able to break free. And now it's 3-on-2 now. It's going to be very difficult for the TNA team to come back into this one. Allie now dragging Ajikong away from the ropes, but there's two opponents stood right there. They're never going to let her get the pinfall victory there, are they? Toyota with a kendo stick moved out of the way of Tessa. Tessa now around the back of Toyota. Lovely belly to back slam. And now going after Ajikong as well. Tessa Blanchard showing her strength. Is she still TNA? I think she's still TNA, isn't she? She sort of dabbles between TNA and AAA over and over again. So the interest say if she ends up back at AAA with WWE there. Now lovely suplex by Toyota on Tessa Blanchard. Only a 2 count. As Ajikong slamming the knee of Tessa Blanchard into the mat. There's the pin now by Toyota on Allie. Not enough. There's the kendo stick now by Hokuto straight across the back. Ajikong working over Tessa. Going to use that rope to advantage, just wrench him back at the leg. Hokuto now with a pin on Tessa. Could this be a second elimination for her? It is indeed. Akira Hokuto gets her second point of the day, which now moves her up into the positive. She's gone from -1 to +1 in the space of one match, and still there's a couple of points up for grabs here. It is Toyota that gets that point. Manami Toyota with that elimination point moves her up to a +2. Then with the victory, Toyota moves up to a +3. Akira Hokuto then, she has got +1 from the 2 eliminations, she's got +2 from the 2 eliminations, puts a +1 overall. With the 6-person match win, moves up to a +2 overall, which again is a massive, massive swing for her. And Ajikong was on the victorious side, didn't get any elimination, so she just only get 1 point, which does move her up to a 0, which is +6 for the year, which is a massive swing for her. She was in such a rough position only a couple of months ago, and after 4 matches this year, she's completely turned it around, which is great now. We're starting to see the stronger names. We're starting to see the likes of Toyota, the likes of Akira Hokuto now elevating themselves up the rankings. And hopefully they're going to push themselves into some championship pictures as well in the very near future. Because again, there are still quite a few people that are probably above them that maybe shouldn't be. And some of them might just be there forever, to be honest, because some of them I can't find. Like, I've been looking for a really good Maki Ito, but I can't find one at all, to be honest. Ronda Rousey's up there, which I think is not too bad. She's not the most qualified wrestler in the world when it comes to a fighter, especially for the underground division. She's very, very good at that. That's another one. Ronda Rousey, someone we could use as part of Forbidden Door, considering that she has had an appearance or 2 in Ring of Honor. Right then, there we go. Victory for the team of AJW, All Japan Pro Wrestling. They march on. They improve their ranking points. And we move on to another women's match. And here we go then, the buffer match from our Evolution pay-per-view. So in this one, Originally, Megan Bayne did get the victory over Rhea Ripley. I believe it was a one-on-one match during the week. Then at the pay-per-view, we had an 8-woman elimination powerhouse match in which Rhea Ripley was able to pin Megan Bayne. So the pair of them have 1 win each over. And this is the buffer match, and this is going to be a best 2 out of 3 falls match. And what we're going to do with this one then is there's going to be a bonus point for every pin you successfully get, and then a bonus point for the winner. Well, a point for the winner and a bonus point for every pin you get. So if you were to win this 2-0, you would get 2 bonus points and the winning points. You get +3 overall. It's massive. If you were to lose this match 2-1, you would gain a point for getting a pin, but you would lose a point for being the loser. So if you can get 1 pinfall over your opponent, you can still come out of this one without too much damage. But like I said, it's going to be massive then for the overall winner of the match. A chance to pick up 3 massive points, and both of these ladies are in the top chunk of the rankings. Rhea Ripley's on a +7 after 15 matches. That's +4 this year altogether. And Megan Bayne is on a +5 just this year. She only debuted this year, so she's done incredibly well so far. So it'd be interesting to see how this one does pan out. I mean, whoever does win this is going to force the hand. I mean, if Rhea Ripley wins this, she's going to move up to +10, which instantly puts her joint 3rd of the rankings, which is massive. That's where she should be, really. However, if Megan Bayne was to win this, she would move up to a +8, which would put her up in the top 10 alongside Tessa Blanchard. It wouldn't do, actually, because I've forgotten to mark them down for the last match, haven't I? So Tessa Blanchard loses a point, moves down to +8. The Bunny loses a point, moves down to +8. And Jessica Havok loses a point, moves down to a +6. Okay, there we go. A little bit of a move around there. Stiff clothesline there by Rhea Ripley, taking down Megan Bayne. And now working over the back with a big kick into the spine. And now again, Ripley just standing on the back of Megan Bayne. There's the big boot into the back. And it's tricky. I mean, obviously, Rhea Ripley did pin Megan Bayne as part of the 8-woman elimination powerhouse battle back at Evolution. But to be honest, there was lots of other people in that match. So, yes, Rhea did get the pin, but how much of the offense that caused it was down to Rhea Ripley, I think, is the big question here. That is the big question indeed. Megan Bayne now went for the elbow drop, completely missed it. Ripley is back up on her feet. And now taking Megan Bayne up onto the shoulders. Big takedown. There's the pin by Rhea Ripley. The first attempt at a pinfall of the match. It's only a 2 count. Rhea Ripley now backing away into the corner. What is the plan here against Megan Bayne? Runs in with a big boot into the corner. Megan Bayne flops like a sack of spuds. Now, after this match, we will have our WarGames match as the family tree, is it called? Whatever they're called these days. The Bloodline will go up against Bullet Club. AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Also still tonight, the Great Khali makes his first All-Asian Championship defense against Giant Baba. One suggested by Omega a couple of weeks back. Alto, Livello, Kabaliwan up against Threedom, which I've made actually a tables match, by the way. The winner of that will get an opportunity to face off against the Bellas for the Tag Team Championships. And then, of course, that main event of the evening, Aleister Black versus Hangman Page for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ripley now just launching Megan Bayne across the ring by the neck. Then next week we're on Forbidden Door, and as I said, I've already isolated our first match. But it's I don't really want to do it, do I? Actually, no. I was going to say Okada versus Ospreay, but Ospreay is already holding 2 championships. I don't really want Ospreay to be involved in another championship at this point in time, but he is the highest in the rankings. He deserves it. But I think it would be wise to remove him from that situation. Here's the pin now by Megan Bayne on Rhea Ripley. I mean, the next highest is Bryan Danielson, and then maybe we do a Fatal 4-Way. Maybe do Okada versus Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Danielson. All of those 4 are in the top 15. So I think that might actually make sense. Megan Bayne now up on the middle rope. Still no pinfalls in this one. Nice dragon screw there, though, by Megan Bayne, who now backs away into the corner. There's the boot right into the face. Knee in the gut there by Rhea Ripley. Then the quick roll through on Megan Bayne. Will this be enough to get the first pinfall in the match? Only a 2 count. It's reversed here by Megan Bayne. Only enough for a 2 count. There's the elbow drop. Megan Bayne now backing away into the corner. What does she have planned from this situation? She went for the running knee right into the face. It was not enough. Ripley saw it coming in with a fisherman's suplex. And now Ripley taking Megan Bayne up and folds her over into the submission. Will Bayne tap? No, she doesn't. Ripley now with the strikes into the gut and a big boot right into their head as well. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Megan Bayne with a strike in the face. Sending Ripley off the ropes. Ripley comes back with a knee. Ripley into the corner now. Megan Bayne with a big splash into the corner. Bayne now taking Ripley up. Ripley able to break free in with a DDT. Ripley now backing away into the corner. And a big running drop kick into the back. There's the boot right in the chest by Megan Bayne from the corner. Still no eliminations in this match. There's a big boot. And that is Ripley busted open by Megan Bayne. Absolutely brutal. They're now in to the triangle choke hold. Will this be the first sub? No, it will not. There's the strength of Rhea Ripley being shown, lifting Megan Bayne and dropping her into the middle of the mat. Megan Bayne now Ripley up. What power and strength shown, slamming Ripley into the mat. And now Megan Bayne stalking once again. Up she goes, looking potentially for a tombstone pile driver. Dragging Rhea Ripley away from the ropes. And this could be the first pinfall in this match. It's not. It's only a 2. Oh my god. These new sliders are going to make this match last forever, aren't they? Megan Bayne now with the big splash. Ripley drops to the outside. Megan Bayne is up on the top. What is she planning here? The big splash from the top. Wow. Megan Bayne trying to send Ripley back into the ropes. But that is the problem I keep having. It's this bug where they just keep throwing him into the bloody ring and not actually getting him into the ring, if that makes sense. And if this goes to a double counter, the match still continues on. Both people will lose a fall. Ripley now. I mean, this is one where if you win by count out, it's very effective. Just to get the first pinfall. As Ripley now ground and pound on Megan Bayne. And now Ripley with a submission on the outside. I think Ripley is trying to get the count-out victory here for the first point. It might just work. There's the tap. It doesn't count. It's on the outside of the ring. No, Ripley's going to bring her back in. Ripley, this is stupid. Leave her outside. Well, that was a bit stupid by Ripley. She's got the opponent to tap out on the outside. And then she could have got a count-out victory, but instead brings her back in to go for the pin. And Ripley shuts me up and still gets the point. So Rhea Ripley gains the first bonus point, which moves her up to a +8 in the rankings overall. Megan Bayne fighting back now, tripping Ripley over, backs into the corner. And here she is trying to roll Rhea Ripley over into the Boston Crab submission. Ripley busted open on both eyebrows, as you can see. Very painful, that. Not only that, the blood goes in your eyes. It makes it very difficult to see what you're supposed to be doing. Ripley now taking Megan Bayne up into the tilt-a-whirl power slam. See the boots in the corner here by Rhea Ripley, just demolishing the grounded Megan Bayne. Now here is the pin for the 1, 2, only a 2 count. And at the moment it's Rhea Ripley who's looking pretty dominant here. Ripley now just stamping on the chest of Megan Bayne, and it looks like a matter of time here before Ripley does get the second pinfall. There's the big elbow attempt, but Megan Bayne able to roll out of the way. Bayne now sending Ripley off the ropes. There's the big boot right into the face. Megan Bayne now taking Ripley up onto the shoulders. No. Maybe looking for another tombstone. Ripley was able to break free now up on the shoulders of herself. And drops her face first with a face buster. And this could be it. Ripley may be lining up a riptide. She is indeed. Has the arm hooked. Up she goes. Boom. The riptide stacks Megan Bayne up. And that is too close to the ropes. Wow. Megan Bayne might have helped Ripley here by moving her out of the way. She's going to go for another riptide. This has got to be it then. When you're hitting 2 riptides in a row like that. Megan Bayne trying to reach out for the ropes. She's a couple of inches short from getting there. And that is enough for the 3 count. And that is enough for Rhea Ripley to pick up a big victory, which is going to move her up to a +10 in the women's rankings and up to joint 3rd alongside Thunder Rosa and Mayu Iwatani. Whereas Megan Bayne, with that loss, is going to move down to a +4 overall from 4 matches. Still a very good position to be in, and I only see Megan Bayne going up these rankings and potentially being involved in the championship picture in the future. But that was a dominant performance here by Rhea Ripley, which has now just completely thrown her into the women's championship picture. But of course, next week's not going to help her, because next week is Forbidden Door, and that's not something that Rhea Ripley will be involved in. But maybe once we get past that, I am considering a couple of things. Once we've done Forbidden Door, I'm looking potentially when Worlds Collide, doing a TNA NXT AAA version. I do know that they have announced, let me have a quick look when it is. They've announced another When Worlds Collide, I believe. When is it planned for? Because we can match up with that then, I suppose. Okay, that's just a picture of Chelsea Green's bare chest. Okay, interesting. I just googled WWE and that's what comes up. I apologise. I got distracted. Where is it? I know I saw it yesterday. Where's the official WWE Twitter? There it is. I can't believe they're booing Vikingo. Vikingo needs to move. He needs to go back to CMLL, I think, in my opinion. He needs to go where he is liked. There we go. Okay, when Worlds Collide, September the 12th, 2025. So we can balance up with that. It does sort of... Okay, we'll do it afterwards. That's fine. I can't do it September 12th because we've already got something else on, which is AEW All Out, which is going to be AEW/Canadian themed Legends because it is All Out in Canada. So I think maybe... Should we just start it now? Should we do it straight after this? That's probably a good shout, to be honest. When Worlds Collide. So after AEW and... Yeah, after AEW's Forbidden Door for 2 weeks, maybe we do 2 weeks of When Worlds Collide. And we utilise NXT, AAA, and TNA. And then maybe we can squeeze in a few main roster people. When I say NXT as well, I mean anybody who's participated in NXT ever. Let's open the door to some really cool games. So like the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura, for example, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, DIY, FTR, all these people up against AAA's best. We'll do that. I like that idea. I tell you what, this game is so freaking dumb, it's unbelievable. It literally tells you entry order 1 to 4. And for some reason, the team on the left always enters in the complete opposite order. It's so dumb. This entire game is so dumb. They really need some better competition, I'll tell you. But either way, we do have the team of... Is it still called the Bloodline, or is it called My Family Tree? It's a bit weird now. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it. I don't really watch, so I'm just going by the clips I see online and what people say on Twitter, to be honest with you. But we've got the team of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, and JC Mateo. Going up against Bullet Club, we've got Anderson. Luke Gallows in the ring, of course. Carl Anderson in the cage, along with AJ Styles and Kenny Omega in this massive WarGames match. The rules are, and if you don't know, one person enters every... Is it minute? I can't remember now, to be honest. One person enters every minute, and when all 8 people are in the ring, the match officially starts. For now, it's just a case of everyone just beating each other up for as much as they possibly can, to be honest. So once all 8 men are in the ring, its first pinfall or submission will be victorious. Escape the cage counts as given up. So yeah, it's a big opportunity now for Solo Sikoa to get some big damage in on Gallows while he is in the ring on his own. And it'll be interesting to see who does have the advantage. Referee opens the cage. It's JC Mateo. It is going to be the big man. We haven't seen him as JC Mateo before in this universe mode. Of course, Jeff Cobb was the man, the myth, the legend for quite some time in our universe mode. We haven't really used him a lot in the last couple of years, but we will use him a bit more. I have got some matches planned for him in Forbidden Door next week as well. But he was like right up at the top of the rankings. He's now currently sat on plus 18. So in 2021, he was plus 23 from 24 matches. He was top of the rankings. In 2022, he lost 5 out of 5. In 2023, he lost 3 out of 3. And in 2024, he had 2 matches. He won 1 and lost 1. So he's had a terrible time since that amazing time in 2021. But is that realistic? I mean, the guy is getting older. He's not where he was at his prime. But that's what we try and do. We normally try and utilize people at their prime if we can. And what have I got planned for him next week? I mean, I can see one match I got planned, which is Jeff Cobb versus Roosh. That's an interesting one, planned in. But I'm sure we can probably squeeze some more in as well. I say, being a 2-week pay-per-view, yeah, I've got so much stuff planned in, it's mad. It was just because I've opened it up to anybody at any time in history for those companies, it has really opened up the amazing stuff we can do. We've got stuff like Blue Demon Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness, CM Punk versus Kenta, Ultimo Guerrero versus Mitsuwara Misawa. We got Shingo Takagi versus John Moxley. We've got, what else we got? Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Atlantis Jr. Mil Mascaras versus Penta. Antonio Inoki versus Sting. We've got some incredible matches coming up over the next couple of weeks. And that's not even all of them. I've still got to finalise the card once I get everything sorted. JC Mateo now with Anderson up and just launches him across. The numbers are now even, but it's still a very strong performance by My Family Tree. And I do think the final 2 members of Bullet Club are the ones that are really going to turn this. I mean, a fit AJ Styles and a fit Kenny Omega coming in towards the end of the match are going to be very good. I suppose it's the tactics they've gone for here. The Bloodline have gone with their strongest members first and are going to come in with their weakest towards the end, so they can get a strong advantage before all 8 people are in the ring. But on the other side of things, Jeff Cobb just hit a shooting star press. I've never seen that before from him. On the other side of things, you've got AJ Styles and Kenny Omega, the 2 strongest members of Bullet Club, coming in towards the end. And I say they're going to be completely fresh, as there's the Tour of the Islands by JC Mateo. Or Jeff Cobb. Screw this JC Mateo crap. As the countdown begins once again, we now know it is My Family Tree on the Bloodline that do have the numbers advantage. So this is going to be Tangaloa, possibly the least talented man to ever step foot in a WWE ring, and that says a lot. That's a bit harsh, I suppose, isn't it? But he's not, yeah, he's not great, is he? Bless him. Gallows now with the takedown. And remember, this is up for a lot of points here, so everybody's going to get a point in the singles rankings. Also, the teams will get a tag team point as well. So Gallows and Anderson are up for a tag team point. And you've also got the team of the Gorillas of Destiny. I don't know what they're called in WWE, to be honest. They're just called Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. But they were Gorillas of Destiny in New Japan. What we're going with. JC Mateo there. There's the boot into the spine of Gallows. So it is now a 3-on-2 situation. But next up into the ring, it's either AJ Styles or Kenny Omega. It's going to be a massive strength boost for the team of Bullet Club. We do also have Hikuleo on the game as well. Maybe we could still use some of these guys next week as part of Forbidden Door. And actually maybe a bit harsh on Tama Tonga about being the worst wrestler of all time. I think Hikuleo is definitely up there as well, my word. That guy is a special soul. And here we go then, the gate is open, it's AJ Styles. Good old Adge is entering the ring. So still left to enter is Tama Tonga and Kenny Omega. They're the ones left to enter in this match. AJ Styles going straight past Anderson being done over and going straight after Solo Sikoa. Going after the strongest member of the Bloodline's team, in theory. I mean, I would argue that it would be JC Mateo would be the best wrestler at the Bloodline, even at his advanced age now, coming towards the end of his career. I still think he's the best wrestler at the entire group. Especially now Jacob Fatu has walked away. Mateo now sending AJ Styles. That does mean AJ Styles could be utilised next week as well. If we're using anybody from any era, I mean, AJ Styles, and again, Owens and Zayn as well really could be utilised. They were Ring of Honor, weren't they? So, it does open up a lot of... It opens up far too many when you think about it, doesn't it? But you're going to have to limit it a little bit, especially when we're going to do When Worlds Collide afterwards. Maybe we don't go over the top and use too many WWE names. We allow them to be rested for When Worlds Collide and just stick mainly with the AEW current roster with a few additions from around the world. As AJ Styles inverted Death Valley driver. Here comes Tama Tonga. Nobody so far has grabbed weapons. It's been a very clean fight so far. And same thing happens here. Tama Tonga straight in the ring. They're really going at it. I would have thought the Bloodline would have grabbed a bit of weaponry to try and help their course. Obviously. And maybe Gallows and Anderson as well. I feel like AJ Styles and Kenny Omega will be depending on just out-wrestling people. That's going to be their tactic in this one, rather than utilising weaponry, but it is what it is. JC Mateo now just looking over the grounded enemies. AJ fights back. I think he might have just hit a phenomenal forearm there. I'm not 100% sure what he just did. As Jeff Cobb just launches Gallows around the back of Gallows' head, hit that bottom rope. I think it's been busted open as well. We have 3 more matches left for you after this one, remember. We do have Giant Baba versus the Great Khali for the All-Asian Championship. Women's Tag Team Table action as Alto, Livello, Kabaliwan take on Threedom in a #1 contendership for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And, of course, Aleister Black versus Hangman Adam Page in the main event of the evening for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. Nice takedown. Oh, God. My throat is rough. I thought I was fighting through it, and then every now and again it just hits me again. Hopefully next week, well, the next couple of days that'll be much better, because I've got to record those this afternoon as well. My God, my body. And I know it's completely self-inflicted. I know everyone's taking the mickey out of me, because everyone's been taking the mickey out of the schedule and how over the top it is. And it is, I completely agree. But my OCD is not letting me get behind. So here comes Omega. Now Omega is bringing in some weapons finally. We've got a sledgehammer. We've got a steel chair in there as well. And that is enough for Omega. The bell will now go. The match is underway. We're now first pinfall or submission will be the victor. AJ Styles, nice takedown there on Solo Sikoa. Kenny Omega seems to be stuck in between the 2 rings, which is not ideal. Why is this going on? Why? Thank you. What is wrong with Omega? For God's sake, this game. Finally, thank you. Okay. So it's interesting now. We've got a 2-on-1 in the right-hand ring with 2 members of the Bloodline against AJ Styles. And the left-hand ring, we've got a 3-on-2 with 3 members of Bullet Club and 2 members of the Man Family Tree. So it's a case of AJ just surviving longer than the other 2 do. As JC Mateo now with the big powerbomb. And then Gallows smacks him right in the back of the neck with the sledgehammer. This really could be a big one here, you know. There's the steel chair right into the face. And again, Omega to swing in that steel chair, taking down everyone. JC Mateo flattened. And Bullet Club are dominating this left-hand ring. But at the moment, oh, look at this. Tama Tonga just hit a Styles clash on AJ Styles. Wow. Of course, remember, Gorillas of Destiny were once part of Bullet Club as well. So they know each other pretty damn well. Solo Sikoa here with a pin on AJ Styles. They're not going to get across in time. They didn't, but Omega is there now to balance out the numbers. And all of a sudden, the 3-on-2 now is on a different side. Pin there by Karl Anderson on Solo Sikoa. Not enough. AJ Styles with a creep roll up. Only a 1 count. Gallows now just lifting him up and dropping him head first. There's the pin. Oh, he got a boot right in the face by JC Mateo. As Omega now captured German. One of my favourite manoeuvres ever, that one. And they're all stuck in one ring now, which is interesting. This is what's going to happen at Forbidden Door, isn't it? Everyone's crammed in one ring. It's going to be a right mess. There's the pin attempt. Gallows breaks it up. And now the Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa. Doesn't go for the pin, no. There's a pin there on AJ Styles. That wasn't enough as well. Spinebuster by Karl Anderson on Solo Sikoa. And now Anderson stalking Solo, but JC Mateo saw it coming, catches Anderson. The moment it's the Bloodline who are looking to be in control of this match. I mean, everyone being in one ring is awkward, to say the least. It's going to make it a lot more difficult to get the pinfall. Yuri Garoshi there by AJ Styles on Solo Sikoa. Power slam there by Luke Gallows on JC Mateo as well. There's action in every single direction at the moment. As there's a spear there by Tanga Loa on AJ Styles. Doesn't go for the pin though. Double-handed chokeslam by Gallows on Tama Tonga. And there's the attempted freak out. Oh, he did kick out just about. There wasn't a lot in it, was there? Not a lot in it at all. JC Mateo now stalking the grounded Kenny Omega. And in with a tour of the islands. And at this point, the Bloodline are in control. Oh, it wasn't enough of the freak out. That would have been enough. The Bloodline were in control of all the other opponents at that point in time. There's a pin attempt now. That could be enough. It is. The Bloodline have pulled it off. Wow. Wow, I was not expecting that at all. I must admit, I thought the team of Bullet Club were going to come out of this on top. But not to be the case. Kenny Omega with that loss moves down to a +17. AJ Styles with that loss moves down to a +16. Gallows with that loss moves down to a -3. And Karl Anderson with that loss moves down to a -4. On the other hand, we have Tama Tonga with that victory moves up to a +2. We have Tanga Loa with that victory moves up to a +1. We have JC... I've not even put it on there yet, have I? Okay, Jeff Cobb it is then. We have Jeff Cobb with that win moves up to a +15. Finally got himself a victory after all these years. And Solo Sikoa then with that victory moves up to a +3. Into the tag team rankings then. The Gorillas of Destiny with that win move up to a +2. Whereas Gallows and Anderson, with that loss, moved down to a -3. Well, there we go. Victory then for My Family Tree, the Bloodline, whatever they're called these days, against Bullet Club. What was a surprising victory for me. But there we go. We move on. And here we go, and this is what it's for, the SWE All-Asian Championship. The first defense of this belt by the Great Khali is up against Giant Baba, as suggested by Omega. Looking forward to this one. Two absolute giants colliding. It looks like Giant Baba might actually have the height advantage over the Great Khali. I've adapted this Giant Baba slightly, because when I downloaded, he was super skinny, which I know is realistic. In real life. You could see it, a lot of his bones. He was very skinny, but he looked a bit too skinny in game, so I just changed it slightly to make him a bit more realistic looking. And there is the Great Khali, of course, walked in, won the championship, defeated Misawa, which was an amazing victory for him, defeating one of the biggest wrestlers in the world. I mean, I say biggest, not in height-wise, but just like one of the best players. The best wrestlers in the world, should I say. I can't talk, so my brain is still not working very well. Referee holds the belt up higher. Let's stop faffing about and get into the action here. So at the moment, the Great Khali, I think, has had a very good year in the ranking system. Let's have a quick look. He currently sits on plus 10 overall after 11 matches. Plus 5 for the year is fantastic for him. He's up in 26th position in our ranking system. Whereas the Giant Baba, he is currently sit in 52nd position on plus 7 from 9 matches. So again, pretty good. He's -1 for the year, which was, of course, that massive match that I think he actually faced off against the Great Khali, wasn't it? It was a match of giants I put together, an 8-man elimination match. So this is an opportunity now to go one-on-one with the Great Khali, and who knows? Giant Baba could walk away with this championship. Great Khali with a boot right into the gut. And now stamping on the hand again. Look at Khali just slamming the back of the head of Baba into the mat as well. Baba just pushing the Great Khali away. Both guys now back up to their feet. And it's a real battle of the giants, isn't it? A clash of the titans. And if this match has happened before in real life, Baba, do Giant Baba versus Great Khali. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. No, it hasn't. Okay. What is that? That's somebody's YouTube channel, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's WWE 2K23. That's not us. No, it doesn't look like so. We've got quite a few on different variations of WWE 2K games, but never actually a real-life match. So there's a few options there. Khali Superstar Fights. Okay. Someone's got a whole YouTube channel around the Great Khali having big matches. Great Khali versus Khan Baba. Great Khali's greatest fights. Okay, there's a few of those. And Simulated Suplex as well has done one in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Wow, okay. Giant Baba versus the Great Khali. Okay, I'm only 15, 20 years behind then. As you see now, the Great Khali stamping on the arm of Baba. Don't forget, still 2 more matches left after this one for you. The Women's Tag Team match, which is a tables match to crown the #1 contender for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Alto, Livello, Kabaliwan, the team of Giulia and Syuri, going up against the team of Threedom, Io Sky and Kairi Sane. And then, of course, our main event of the evening, Aleister Black up against Hangman Adam Page for the SWE Heavyweight Championship. Great Khali with a pin there, had his feet up on the ropes. Referee didn't see it and counted anyway. And Great Khali utilising his strength now just to throw Baba back into the ring. Got Khali now just pinching away at the head of Baba. Brutal. Baba thrown back into the ring. Flat on his back. And Khali now is in full control of this match. Like I said, he's done very well so far. Won the championship against Misawa. This is his first, I think it's his first big defense. Yep, he won it back on the 6th of July, 2025. And now his first big defense against Giant Baba. I mean, it's been a great championship in the past. Go Shiozaki was the first winner. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Antonio Inoki, Mitsuharu Misawa, all former champions. Really great lineage for this All-Asian Championship. Giant Baba now with a pin. Only a 2 count. And now Giant Baba just with his head, his legs hooked around the head of the Great Khali. Baba now taking Khali up. Khali falls out the back, gets caught with a back elbow. Giant Baba flattens the Great Khali. Baba now with a strike into the back of Khali. Over the top, crashing to the ground. It's not very often anybody can make Khali fly like that. Baba pinching away at the shoulder of the Great Khali. Baba now brings Khali back in the hard way. Flying him over the top again. I've not seen anyone throw the Great Khali around like this before. Lifts him up. In with, that's so painful, that just dropping him onto the tailbone on your knee. It's so freaking painful. Some I've had a lot of problems with recently because I've been doing a lot of driving for work recently. My tailbone is absolutely shot from sitting in the car all the time. It's so painful. It's unbelievably painful. Being dropped like that on your tailbone is so bad. Giant Baba now with a pin for the 1, the 2. Only a 2 count. Giant Baba fully in control of this one now. But Khali fighting back with the elbows right into the gut of Baba. Went in for the running big boot. Baba avoided him, hits him with a big boot of his own. Absolutely flattens him. Giant Baba now up with a pile driver on the Great Khali. Drops into the pin. Will this be enough? The 1, 2, and 3. And Giant Baba's got it. Brand new champion here. Wow. Great Khali on his first defense of the championship is unsuccessful. And Giant Baba is your man. Wow. That surprises me, that, you know. Not because it's Giant Baba. I didn't think that he would lose the belt this quickly, the Great Khali, to be honest. Run from Great Khali at Mayhem 2025. There we go. It's the singles rankings then. Giant Baba with that victory, his first win of the year, moves him up to a +8 overall, a 0 for the year. And the Great Khali then with that loss, his first loss of the year, moves down to a +9 overall, drops him down to 31st position with quite a few people joint. We got Great Khali, Hulk Hogan, Juventud Guerrera, Mike Awesome, Mitsuharu Misawa, Rick Steiner, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, and Edge/Adam Copeland as well. But there was Giant Baba with a big pile driver. A very high impact maneuver, and a maneuver that secures him the SWE All-Asian Championship. There we go, brand new champion crown tonight. The first one we're crowned tonight is only one other championship up for grabs as well, which is Aleister Black versus Hangman Adam Page. And here we go then, we are underway. Interesting, I don't know why, but still I haven't fixed it. It's my fault, isn't it, really? That both Io Sky and Kairi Sane come out with separate entrances. A bit frustrating, but it is what it is. So this is a tables match. The first person to put their opponent through a table will win. And the winners of this match will become the #1 contenders for the SWE Women's Tag Team Championships, currently held by the Bella Twins, that I completely forgot about. Because my plan was for this to be the Women's Championship, and then when I went to make the match, I realised the Bellas were the champions, not these guys. Obviously, I completely forgot about what happened back at the Evolution pay-per-view. I tried to just erase it from my memory, to be honest with you. There you go. So Syuri has had a terrible time over the last couple of years. She hasn't really been able to elevate herself fantastically well. And this year, again, has been pretty similar. She currently sits bottom of the ranking system on -7, which is awful, really. We give her some opportunities, it's not really worked out for her. And she'll get some more chances next week, potentially, as part of our Forbidden Door pay-per-view. It makes sense for her to have some opportunities against some others to try and elevate herself up a bit more. Kairi Sane now, lovely neck breaker, taking down Giulia. Interesting one this as well then, because Giulia is currently the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, so the question would be, if someone did defeat Giulia directly, put Giulia through a table, would that person then become the #1 contender for the Women's Championship? I think they probably should do. It could be a great day, really, if you think about it. If Io Sky, for example, was to put Giulia through a table, then Threedom, Io Sky and Kairi Sane will become #1 contenders for the SWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and Io Sky will get a chance at the Women's Championship as well. So it's a massive match, really, when you think about it. A real massive match when you think about it. And Io Sky is trying that now. The table is set up, going after Giulia, but Syuri's there. Kairi Sane knocks the table over. Not quite sure that's what she was intending to do, but it was what it was. Sets the table up. Giulia now with a clubbing blow into the back. Splash in the corner. There's the boot into the back by Giulia as well. Slamming. Wow, slamming Kairi Sane face first into the back end of that grounded table. That's where the metal framework is for the legs. It was a really painful maneuver, that, really. And it's the team of... Oh, look at that. Syuri with a dive, taking down Kairi Sane on the outside. Giulia now with a dive to the outside. There's the elbow drop on Io Sky. I mean, all four of these ladies are absolutely fantastic, and all four of them should be in and around that Women's Championship picture. I think Kairi Sane is actually a former Women's Champion. May actually be the first ever Women's Champion. She was. Yeah, Kairi Sane was the first ever Women's Champion. Lost it to Beth Phoenix, Charlotte, Trish Stratus, Angelina Love, The Bunny, Thunder Rosa, Sasha Banks, Deonna Purrazzo, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Maki Ito, Becky Lynch for a second run, and then, of course, the current champion, Giulia. Been an interesting run so far, that championship. We were talking earlier about the All-Asian Championship, and there's a real lineage of fantastic people that once held that All-Asian Championship. The women's division, there's a few names in there that are a bit surprising. It's been like the SWE Championship as well, when you think about it. Former champions of our premier, sort of like, this is our main universe for the best title we could possibly give out. And you got the likes of Jerry the King Lawler on there. Pete Dunne is a former champion. Shane Douglas. Andre the Giant's a former champion. Bret Hart is a three-time champion. The Big Show held it for a while. Okada. So we've had quite a lot of different people hold that championship. Io Sky with the uppercut now on Giulia. There's the dragon screw. Pings her away from the table, if anything, though. Syuri back in the ring now as well. It's 2-on-1 inside the ring. And Syuri taking advantage. There's the kicks, taking down Io Sky. Of course, Io Sky defeated Syuri one-on-one. Syuri setting the table up once again. Giulia bringing a third table into the ring, as if we need any more bloody tables in here. Syuri now, this could be the opportunity, you know. Syuri going to look now for a German suplex. Oh, okay. Kairi Sane landed on her feet over the top of the table. That was a highly agile maneuver there. Very impressive, actually, I must admit. Very, very impressive. Lovely takedown there by Kairi Sane on Syuri. Giulia now working over Io Sky. There's the boot into the gut. Sky now sending Giulia straight in to the table. Io Sky now taking Giulia up. Does she have enough to put her through the table? German suplex, and she goes through. That's it, isn't it? It is. Wow. Oh my God, Syuri. She goes even further down the rankings, doesn't she, bless her? Syuri, I'm trying my bloody hardest for you. I really am, love, but you are just getting absolutely done over at every single occasion. Syuri with that tag team loss then moves down to -2 for the year, -8 overall. You don't deserve this, Syuri. Giulia, it was Giulia got put through the table, wasn't it? Giulia with that loss moves down to a +4 after 16. Io Sky with that win moves up to a +5 after 27. And Kairi, I didn't see who it was. I'll have to double check. But I think Io Sky put Giulia through the table. If that is the case, then I believe Io Sky should get a chance at Giulia's Women's Championship, in my opinion. Victory then for Threedom in the tag division. That moves up to a +8 after 9 matches. The only loss they've ever had then was against the Bella Twins. And then the team of Alto, Kabaliwan, whatever it was called. Nope, not that one. That one there. Alto, Livello, Kabaliwan. After, okay, they've had a couple of matches in the past. They've had 3 matches altogether. This is the 4th, and now they're on a -2 after 4 matches. Not been great for them. They've lost 3 and won 1 of those matches as a tag team. Not great. Not great indeed. But yeah, I'm going to double check this. I've got a feeling Syuri put... sorry, I've got a feeling that Io Sky put Giulia through the table. If that is the case, then that will be a Women's Championship match in the future. Potentially one that we could do at Forbidden Door, because both these ladies did wrestle for Stardom in the past, so it does just about fit. It takes a little bit of a squeeze, but it just about fits. And here we go then, World Heavyweight Championship. I do need to change this belt because everyone keeps taking the mick at it. It's just the old WCW one, but I like this one. I do like this belt a lot. Right. We are underway. We're not underway yet. This match, so Hangman Adam Page defeated Bryan Danielson on Monday to become the #1 contender for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, Malachi Black won the belt a couple of weeks back as part of our... when did he win it back? I can't remember now. What did we do? It was part of All In, wasn't it? Yeah, I think he won it back at All In. So he's had it for a while now. Not defended it for a few weeks. But this is the big opportunity for him now to showcase what he can do. And of course, the winner of this one will go on to defend it next week or the week after, I'm not sure yet, as part of Forbidden Door. Both these guys used to work for AEW, so they both fit into the Forbidden Door mold quite nicely. Hangman gets a look at what it is he's fighting for. Hangman never won the championship before. I don't think he's ever won a championship for us in general, to be honest. Adam Page, nope. Never won a championship for us, any of them. So we are underway. Hangman Adam Page versus Malachi Black for the SWE World Heavyweight Championship is underway. Malachi Black got the knees up there, which is exactly what he's going to be going for the entire match. He's going to be going to get the legs, the knees, a little bit of everything to showcase his ability, the striking ability. Malachi Black dropping the body weight across the back of the head of Hangman, utilizing the knee. Malachi now stalking Hangman. Oh, completely missed it. Well done, mate. And there's the kicks now by... Oh, and a big knee strike by Malachi as well. Malachi, Aleister, I keep forgetting now, to be honest. He's Black. Either way in it, really. I'm sure it's Aleister Black or Malachi Black. I can't remember. It's Aleister, isn't it? Aleister is WWE, Malachi is AEW. I forget now, to be honest. Well done. A nice attempted lion salt there by Hangman. Completely missed the grounded opponents. Yeah, it was all in. He won the championship, I'm pretty sure. There's a big knee right across the gut. Hangman goes flying. Malachi Black now stalking. Springs off the ropes. Misses. I don't know what he hit. Hangman, though, now ground and pound with the strikes of his own. Just trying to keep Malachi grounded. Raining down the strikes into the face once again. This time he does. Nope. I thought he was going to hit it there for a change, but nope, did not hit it. That lion salt's been useless for both opponents so far. They're both gone for it. And both have completely missed. Black now back up to his feet. Hangman's there with the chops, but Aleister Black takes him down with the backslide. Hangman now with Malachi up on the shoulders, drops him face first across the top. Malachi now heading up to the top. Hangman saw it coming, brings him back down the hard way. And again goes to the lion salt and again misses it. What's the point in that lion salt? Every time he goes for it, he misses. And then these two are terrible. Everything they go for, every time they try and springboard, they miss every single one. What's the point? It's just not a maneuver that works, is it? There's a knee strike, though. Wow. V-trigger style knee dropping. Oh, Hangman. And then look at the way he wrenched his back. Oh, wrenched back the knee there. Really twisted it. It was brutal. And again, a knee strike in the face by Malachi. He seems to do that over and over again. He just comes out of nowhere with that knee. Finally, someone does actually hit a springboard maneuver. It's Hangman Adam Page, then in with the neckbreaker as well. Hangman brings him back over for the discus lariat. And a meteor there by Malachi. Malachi heading up, and he's gone for the springboard, and he's missed as well. What an embarrassment this has been so far. No one could hit anything at this point. Hangman standing shooting star. Quite impressive. There's the pin for the one. Only a one count. Hangman now wheeling Malachi back up to a standing base. There's the super kick. Malachi doesn't go down though. Hangman sends him off the ropes. Catches him again, but there's the strike. I don't think you want to get into a striking battle with Malachi Black, to be honest, because that's what's going to happen. The fate of Black, the Black Mass. The spinning heel kick, and that could be game, set, match. It's not. It's only a 2. But that could have ended the match out of nowhere with that kick. That could have been brutal. Malachi now once again heading up to the top rope. Is he going to hit this? Nope. Missed it again. Every time he's gone for a dive, it's missed. I don't know why he's bothering still. Hangman now. Lovely power slam taking down Malachi Black. There's the boot in the face, and Hangman now heading up to the middle rope. Lovely moonsault, jumps onto the top rope and then drops him with that moonsault, a variation of the BME, if you will. And now looking for the Deadeye, dropping Malachi face first, head first onto the mat. There's the pin for the 1, 2. Oh my God, that was close. That was really bloody close. Hangman now just raking the boots across the face. And now he's heading up to the top. What is the plan here? Once again, in with a big moonsault again, completely missed. And it finally, Malachi hits a dive. Who saw that coming? Knee strike once again. There's the pin. Will this be enough for the 1? The 2? No, only a 2 count. And this has got to be game, set, match here. Malachi brings Hangman back up the hard way. There is the second fade to black of the match, surely. For the 1, the 2. No, only a 2 count still. Wow. Up on top once again. Is he thinking for the coup de grace? No. Hangman's back up at his feet. Big Meteora from the top rope. Malachi brings him back up again. What's it going to take for Malachi to finish off Hangman Page? He's hit with 2 big fade to blacks already, and it hasn't finished him off. Again, the running knees, the Meteora to the seated opponent. Spinning knee strike as well. And Hangman all of a sudden is back up all of a sudden. I don't know how he's pulling this one off. Clubbing blow in the back. Hangman now utilising the ropes to pin the leg of Malachi. Malachi fighting back with a boot into the back. And a big discus lariat out of nowhere, summoning the spirit of Brody Lee. Mr. Brody Lee, the leader of the Dark Order. And again, up he goes. In with a dead eye. Once again, dropping Malachi on his head. Is this enough for Hangman to become the champion? Oh my God, it's a 2 again. How is that just a 2? Hangman now stalking the grounded Malachi. Slams him into the corner. There's the strikes. Malachi able to push him out of the way. Malachi looking for the boot right across the gut. Hangman able to block it. And now Hangman taking Malachi up. Malachi fighting back. And a stiff clothesline. Hangman goes flying to the outside. And there's the big double foot stomp to the outside as well. Hangman now sent back into the ring by Malachi Black, who's going to go for another springboard. And there's the knee strike. He's actually hitting him now, which is good. And the big running knee strike. That's got to be it, isn't it? Surely. Surely that's got to be it. There it is again, the 3rd time in the match. That has got to be game, set, match for the 1, the 2, and the 3. There we go. Malachi Black successfully retains the championship against Hangman Adam Page here at Mayhem. Hangman Page at Mayhem 25. Okay. Into the singles rankings then. Malachi Black, Aleister Black, whatever you want to call him these days, not PJ Black. With that victory then he moves up to a plus 18, which is a plus 5 for the year. Does that step up a couple of positions? It does, moves up to 11th position now. And then Hangman Adam Page, with that loss, moves himself down to a plus 7 after 23. Still a pretty good position to be, but he'll be hoping to be even higher than that. He'll definitely be hoping to try and build himself up. And of course, he's got some more opportunities next week. I don't know what the plan is for next week yet. I've got it planned out. Well, I had it. Okay, that's fine, yeah. So I've got a Fatal 4-Way planned in at the moment for Okada, Omega, Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson. The winner of that one will go on to face off against Malachi Black. I also need to do the Intercontinental Championship as well, and the Cruiserweight Championship. There's lots of things to plan out for next week. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing yet, to be honest. It's going to be 2 weeks of Forbidden Door, though, so we're going across 2 pay-per-views. I've got some incredible matches lined up for you. Because what we're going to do is we're going to utilize history of New Japan and CMLL as well, not just current roster. As well as AEW as well, we will be using CM Punk, we'll use Phoenix, we'll use Pentagon, we'll use Black, we'll use Rusev if we want to as well. It's going to be really interesting. And there we go, that is the end of our Mayhem pay-per-view. I do apologise, I'm not doing very well at the moment, so it wasn't my best performance as commentary, but I'm hoping we got through and it wasn't too bad. Again, next week will be our Forbidden Door pay-per-view, kicking things off with that Fatal 4-Way elimination. Okada, Omega, Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson. Also tomorrow, Kenta versus CM Punk in an underground match as well. So 2 cracking matches to kick off the week. I'm Olivia Levy. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.